welcome to a new reaction video. My name is Larissa and today I'm going to react to the Chernobyl finale. First of all, welcome in the Netherlands, where last week I was recording with a shoulderless top, which was really summery, and now 5 days later I'm in my woolen sweater. Yeah, that's the Netherlands, guys. Don't come here. Yesterday I uploaded my first Chernobyl reaction on my YouTube channel, and I immediately got a lot of new patrons, so that was really nice. I like to see that you're also excited to already see the rest of this show, and well, my reactions to them. And yeah, I just want to thank you all for that. I mean, now I can't give early access anymore because this is the last episode, but you can still check out my Patreon for uncut reactions, so then you can just see my reaction for the full hour. So yeah, the link is in the description if you want to see that. And of course, I'm going to start a new show soon, and then you'll also get early access on that. So make sure to check that out. Anyway, the finale. Okay, is it weird that I feel a little anxious about the finale? Because I mean, yesterday's episodes, they were really heavy, and every episode just gets heavier, and this is the last one, and I just don't know what to expect. I don't know if we'll get like a good closure of the show, or if it will just be worse, and I just don't really know what to expect right now. Also, yesterday after I recorded, I read some other things about Chernobyl again on the internet, because it just really interests me. And I realized that all those characters they made up. They aren't made up. They're real people. Most of the characters are real people. And I also saw pictures of the real life people, and they really look like the characters really look like them. So that's really well done. But for some reason that makes it even harder, because you know it happened, but you actually know you're following these people's lives back then. And yeah, I don't know. I think I just have to start right now, because if I start to think about it too much, maybe I'm too scared to watch. But I also heard from multiple people that they also thought the show was so good, and that was really a coincidence. But yesterday I was scrolling through Instagram, and I follow these film accounts because I love movies, and they made a post about 9 miniseries, and they asked which one was the best, and Chernobyl was one of them. And I read the comments, and so many people were saying Chernobyl, but also so many people said that because the show was so heavy that they could just never watch it again a second time. And I kind of feel that, because like I said in my previous reaction, my dad really wants to rewatch this with me. Well, he hasn't seen it yet, so I have to rewatch it then. And I'm just like, I know when the heavy stuff is going to come, so maybe I'll just walk away then. Yeah, I just don't know if I can watch it a second time. But like I said before, I'm really happy I started watching this in the first place, because it's really a masterpiece, I gotta say it. And that's why I'm also really excited to see what's going to happen in the finale, because I just want to know how this masterpiece ends. And even though I'm a little anxious, I'm just going to start reacting now. Yeah, so let's go. I'm scared. There are people again. This is Chernobyl, right? Or not? Or is this just before? Now it reminds me of Umbrella Academy, because it also started in Russia in a pool with a baby. Well, oh, they look good again. This is before, right? This is before. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. People aren't just gonna return there. 12 hours before the explosion. Ooh, it's giving me chills. No one knows how their lives are going to change yet.
Preparations for the test have gone smoothly.
You have to wait. Are you going to ask me if there's a problem, Nikolai?
I'll personally supervise the test, and it will be completed.
Call me when it's done. I resent the insinuation, but I think it's fair to say you made an...
Oh, so I already told the truth.
At what? Lying.
Or did he lie?
Regards off. We intend to.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor.
Promotion to director of the Jhpat Institute. I'm humbled.
First, your testimony at the trial.
Comrade Charkov,
Oh,
I
okay.
understand my duty to the state.
Oh, is he losing his... I wanted to say because of stress, but of course... yeah. Radiation.
Why are you here?
Because we're brutally stubborn, which you were hoping for. The state will never willingly fix the reactors because acknowledging the problem means admitting that they lied. They will have to be forced. These are the ones who are still alive. These are the ones who are dead. They died rescuing each other, putting out fires, tending to the wounded. They didn't hesitate, they didn't waver. They simply did what had to be done.
So have I. So have I. I went willingly to an open reactor. So I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
This is so hard.
No, I'm sorry, but it is not.
But like she said, it's kind of the same. He also now has to risk his life for the people to know the truth, and people who risk their lives by going into the power plant or just going there. It's kind of the same because they're probably going to shoot him now if he tells the truth. So another sacrifice basically. Now he just has to decide if it's worth it or not. Already more than a year later. Yeah. In the beginning the timeline went so slow, and now...
The Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union of the Presidium of the
Bruce
Soviet
Bolton!
has determined that justice, as determined by its 20th, 21st and 22nd Congresses, which is a Leninist call. It was
This is the 5th Game of Thrones actor.
The path of Leninist principles should
Yeah,
be
it's
consistently
HBO,
undeviated. This session of court is now open. Comrade Judge Milan Kadnikov presiding. Viktor Brokhanov, Anatoly Dyatlov, Nikolai Fomin are accused of violating Article 220, Section 2 of the Criminal Code of the Soviet Union, resulting in a nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986.
To begin with, why was there need for a safety test at all? Reactor number 4 was not new when the accident occurred. In fact, it went into operation on December 20th, 1983, until the generators came on. Any questions? The science is strong, but a test is only as good as the men carrying it out. The first time they tried, they failed. The second time they tried, they failed. The third time they tried, they failed. The fourth time they tried was April 26, 1986.
To understand what happened that night, we have to go back 10 hours earlier, April 25th, the day the test was meant to take place. Competent management would have insisted on cancelling the test. These 3 men allowed it to proceed. At midnight, there is a shift change.
Yep. There they are.
Topped enough. Want to buy a motorcycle?
Topped enough. It's just a little boy. He's got more hair on his face than on his balls.
Yeah. Is that what's on his leg?
Lady Ferovich, the key boss says to come to the control room as soon as you can.
See? We don't know what it is.
It's fine. We take it down to 700, hold it there. The rest is study at Chernobyl, but Dyatlov is going to be supervising.
I have to do something I've never done before with Dyatlov looking over my shoulder.
Oh, don't worry. We'll do it together. Well, there's a lot of things crossed out. What should I?
Now when I look at him, I just see his
Sure.
body right before he died.
Right. Thank you.
Like when he didn't even look
He says to follow
human
the crossbow
anymore,
first.
basically. And now they just have no idea what's going to happen.
I haven't reviewed. We only just found out. They have to review it. Or you can just do what I tell you. This is not good. Shut the fuck up and do your job.
Tochtanov.
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin. I want you to imagine that all he has is a list of instructions that he has never seen before, some of which have been crossed out. This is exactly what was happening in the control room of Reactor 4. Leonid Tochtanov, the operator responsible for controlling and stabilizing the reactor that night, was all of 25 years old. And his total experience on the job? 4 months.
Comrade Legasov.
I like how they're telling this and how they're still showing things from what happened. So now I kind of understand it better or something. But I think that's the purpose of the scene, so yeah.
As uranium atoms split apart and collide, reactivity goes up. But if you don't balance the reactivity, it never stops rising. They reduce reactivity like brakes on a car. But there's a third factor to consider, and we would, were it not for this. The negative temperature coefficient. Because of the delay, Chernobyl reactor 4 has been held at half power for 10 hours. The xenon did not burn away. It built up, poisoning the core, starting to lose balance. At 28 minutes past midnight, you can't understand how a stalled nuclear reactor could lead to an explosion. I don't blame you. After all, you don't work in the control room of a nuclear power plant. But as it turned out, the men who did didn't understand it either.
You're procrastinating. There are 10 other men in this plant that have done it already.
Keep working, you're doing fine.
What is this? Not even touching it.
I did what you said, I switched. Look at it!
I don't understand.
Fucking amateurs, you stalled the reactor. How the fuck did you get this job?
Comrade Dietmar.
You're gonna tell me that you did everything right again, you incompetent arsehole?
I apologize for this unsatisfactory result.
Poor boys.
We have to shut all the way down.
No.
Well, we could be in a xenon pit. We have to shut down when 24 hours.
No, we're doing the test tonight. Raise power to 700.
We can't raise the power from here. The rules.
Don't talk to me about rules. The rules don't say 50. There is no rule.
Comrade Diabov, I apologize, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
No. I won't do it. It isn't safe.
See, if I say it's safe, it's safe. And if the two of you disagree, then you don't have to work here, and you won't. But not just here, you won't work in Kursk or Ignalina or Leningrad or Novorossiysk. You won't work anywhere ever again. I'll see to it. I think you know I will see to it. Raise the power. Raise the power.
What an asshole. I mean, we saw in the first episode that he was an asshole, but now this costs so many lives.
I wasn't in the room when they raised the power.
If you weren't there, then where were you?
Legasov,
The toilet.
I knew what Dyatlov ordered was wrong. But if I didn't do what he said, I would be fired. Leonid Tochtanov. One day before he died.
It's also so unfair that he just survived it.
No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. And here we are. I know you told me and I believed you. Time passed and I thought it wouldn't happen to me. I wasted it. I wasted it all for nothing. For nothing. I said it wasn't serious. I believed them. You know why? Because they put you in charge. I'm an inconsequential man, Blair. That's all I've ever been. I hoped that one day I would matter, but I didn't.
Dude, look at what you've done.
I just stood next to people who did.
There are other scientists like me. Any one of them could have done what I did. But you...
I mean, I really see them as a team, and even though he knows more about it, he still did so much for the people and risked his life and...
They heard me, but they listened to you.
Exactly.
All the ministers, all the deputies, the entire congregation of obedient fools. They mistakenly sent the one good man. God's sakes, Boris. You were the one who mattered most.
That's what I meant with their character development. You went from this grumpy old man who didn't want to believe how bad it was to this, and also their friendship, that they started with hating each other and now, oh, look at them. Like I said, I just see them as a team.
There were 211 control rods in reactor 4. Akimov and Toptonov completely withdrew 205. Remember, control rods are the brakes on this car. Of 211 rods, only 6 now remain in the reactor. 1 in the morning, the test is minutes away.
These flashbacks just really scare me a bit. But it's also just seeing these people and just knowing that they have no idea what's going to happen yet. And for some reason I'm like, maybe they won't let it happen. But then I'm like, yeah, we all know what happened.
You have 15 minutes.
15 minutes. They may as well have had 15 days. The problem they were facing was not solvable. The power was too low, the water was too high. The test was already ruined. The results would have been useless, but the Akerman didn't care. All he wanted to do was report a completed test. The computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test. All right, comrades. Another few minutes, and it'll all be over.
Oh, I hate that guy so much.
Did everything right.
The balance immediately swings in the opposite direction. In less than a second, reactivity increases. It fades away. The power is rising. There's nothing left to stop it. 1:23 and 35 seconds.
What did you do?
1:23 and 40 seconds. Will instantly shut down the reaction. In Soviet reactors, that button is called AZ5. You press AZ5, all of the control rods insert at once, and the reaction is stopped, dead. But
What are you waiting for, Legasso?
I'm not reward again.
Or what? No way to avoid what was coming. He knows something. He knows something. I know what you are, Valery Alexeyevich. You're a liar.
We've heard enough for today.
Oh.
Court.
Tell
I
is...
haven't finished. Still have more evidence to give.
It's not necessary. Your testimony is concluded. Your Honor.
Court is now adjourned. We will resume tomorrow.
Finished. Benefit.
Dyatlov broke every rule we have, pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. He did these things believing there was a failsafe. AZ5, a shutdown system had a fatal flaw. Why? For the same reason our reactors do not have containment buildings around them. For the same reason we are the only nation that builds water-cooled, graphite-moderated reactors with a positive void coefficient. It's cheaper. Endlessly accelerating the reaction. Chernobyl reactor 4 is now a nuclear bomb. 1:23:42.